Hello, last time we took a look at full face portraits, and then I showed you some examples of work and features, and then I indicated we're going to start with profiles. So that's where we are here. Profiles, we use similar concept that we did on a full face. I'm going to give you some measurements that'll be easy to follow. And again, remember, your eyes are pretty much in the center of your head. So everything above your eyes should be equal to what's below. So the eyes actually divide your head in half. So what we do is we do the same thing we did before. We're going to draw a straight line here and then come across here. But the difference is, even though this is still 5 and this is 6, what we want to do is we want to make it a little bit longer here and less here, because what's going to happen is your ears are not in the center of your head. They're toward the back half of your head. So we draw a straight line here with a vertical, figure 3 spaces here, 3 spaces here, a total of 5 spaces across. So as you see here, when I draw this in a square, it's easier to see most is here, less is here. This is just for spacing for the ear. You'll see that later. Remember how we divided everything from the eyes down into 5 equal pieces? Here we do it again. Then, to make sure that we round things out a little bit, because people's heads are not square, we're going to use an inch here, an inch here, inch, and an inch. And so what happens is, we use this differently. We use this inch line coming down to the center, from here to the point here, here, and here. Follow this and you'll start to see a profile. Remember, the nose was the first 2 pieces? Well, your eyes go in here, and then here's your nose, and sure enough, here are your 2. The mouth was 2 from the bottom, 1 from the bottom of the nose. And remember, we had the arch underneath the mouth, right there. When you round things off, it starts to look more like a profile. Now, don't worry that this looks like some person with a bullet head. We're going to round this out. It's going to soften it once we put hair on this person. Notice how I rounded the chin a little bit here. I rounded the nose and the intake here. Now remember, I mentioned on the features, the side view of an eye looks kind of like a triangle. And sure enough, I drew the triangle here and rounded it a little bit here. The eyebrow is right above here. You don't see the whole eyebrow, just the side view. And remember, I told you the ear's off center? So half your head is here, the other half is here, so it's toward the back half here. It's about as high as the eyebrow and as low as the nose, and it looks like a big question mark. Then the jaw, usually the jaw line starts from just below the ear, goes down and comes across here. Then you can round this off a little bit to get the neck, and this. Now, some people have a sharper neck here and they have an Adam's apple. It all depends, but this is just to get started. Now, this person's hairline goes here, so this is the person's temple. And you notice that I softened it a little bit here. I also made him smile a little bit. Remember, if you turn the mouth up at the ends, it looks like somebody is happy or smiling. If you turn them down, they're kind of mad. You notice, see how I wrinkled his forehead? This is exactly what I did in the previous one. But this is now the profile or side view. Here he's happy again and looks somewhat determined. There's a big vein you have that goes from behind your ear all the way down to your shoulders, and that's why I drew this line. Look, he's surprised. Mouth is open. But again, it's the same person. And the eyebrows are a little higher. Now I gave him some shading and put some hair on him. So you notice the temples here, you notice a little shading. That's purposely because most people's temples are indented a little bit. So you make them darker, which makes the rest come out. You put a little shading here to to give that rounded, I put a little shading here, a little bit here, and then a tiny bit here, and then under the chin, and it looks more three-dimensional. And that's what you do with profiles. And again, if somebody's got a specific feature, like they have a very big nose, you can draw a very big nose here that maybe droops over. Maybe they have a very strong chin and that comes out. Maybe their hairline's really low. That's how this comes about, that you draw people that look like somebody. Now, profiles. Besides having a normal profile, some people have it like I just indicated, where they have a super strong jaw. This can be even more pronounced. Some people have less of a pronounced jaw, and their face tends to be more in this shape, where they weak chin and a fairly large nose. So all of these characteristics will help you draw somebody the way they really look. That's what you do over time. But at first I want you to just practice a little bit.